welcome in everyone for another episode of the Digital Arcade Podcast. It's been a minute, guys, but we're back and we got a lot to chat about. So, everyone, help me introduce Mr. Syntheticrelapse, Master of the Matrix.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
I don't know why you sound like you just woke up with a beer in your hand. That's just what I imagine. Oh, hello, everybody! Like it's like your drunk uncle just walked in, Winnie the Pooh style.
I'm not stone cold.
Well, welcome in, Synthetic. Also, help me welcome in the newest member of the Digital Arcade Podcast, your central hub for everything nerdy, Miss Joan of Arcade.
Hey! I stream randomly, sometimes in cosplay, and I also make video game-inspired anime artwork.
We get it. You're awesome. Just say you're awesome. You know, it's okay. No need to be shy. You're
I
awesome.
haven't done anything in a while, but I'm cooking up some stuff to debut soon. I got my save files ready and just waiting for the paint to dry.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to take a guess, and you don't have to announce it if you don't want to, but is this Silent Hill related?
No, it's actually not.
Huh.
Surprisingly. I know, right? I'm
Okay.
curious now.
Yuna X2 cosplay, got it. We're ready. We're here for it. Okay, and then I want to introduce a special guest for today's episode. She... She is the lord of the farmers and of the markets.
Oh dear.
Miss Integrity.
Top of the morning, Terrell.
Top of the morning to you. Guys, welcome in. Seriously, welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. And of course, I am the ace that runs the place, the VolticAce, the one and only. You know, some would say I'm the protagonist of the stream, but I digress. So, while we were away, the Switch 2 was announced. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So, as you know, there's been a lot of controversy going on with the Switch 2. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something to say about it. But before we jump into that, let's keep it positive for now. So, a lot of games and stuff was announced for Switch. I just want to know, is anyone hyped for it? Is anyone looking forward to it? Or are any of you guys going to pick it up day one?
Not day one,
No.
but there is only one game that you would know that I'm excited for that's coming out on it.
Which would be...
Oh, gee, what gaming company do I absolutely love that is releasing a game on there?
Oh no, FromSoft. Yeah, buh.
The closest thing we're going to get to a Bloodborne 2. But, like, I'm trying to figure out why the Switch. But that's beside the point.
And I definitely want to talk about that. But before that, Joan, are you excited for the Switch or the Switch 2? Is that something that's on your radar? Are you a Nintendo gamer?
I have a Switch 1, and yeah, I mean, I have a Triforce tattoo. Definitely a huge
Oh, shoot.
gamer for Nintendo, but I have not really played a newer Nintendo title in a long time. I haven't bought a new Switch game in a long time. And with Switch 2 coming out, there's a lot of pros and cons that we'll probably go through later on.
Just gotta ask you, if you could have one piece of the Triforce in real life, which one would you pick?
Wisdom.
Oh, okay. That's what I would pick. Awesome. Okay.
I literally thought you were going to ask her where her tattoo was.
Bro, that is creepy.
Hey, what part of the body is that tattoo? Mm.
Like that, yeah, that sounds weird.
Voice.
And Integrity, what about you? You're a Nintendo gamer, so I'm told, correct?
Yeah, from the Wii to the DS to the 3DS to the Switch, I've had every console, I think, other than Wii U.
Awesome. Now, wait, hold on, hit the brakes. Was the Wii your first
Yeah.
Nintendo system?
Yes, I was not alive for any of the previous ones.
Oh God, I'm old.
You are.
Did anyone else have an NES?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not alone. Okay. All right. Boomers
I don't know what
unite.
Existential crisis over there. I'm not a boomer. Wait a minute.
I'm not a boomer. What the hell?
I'm 25. Dang it. Dog ears.
Mentally.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, and as for myself, I am excited for the Switch too, but for me, it's not a day one for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Me personally, I know the Switch has been out for quite some time, but it just feels like it's still new to me. Like I'm still playing all my games on it. But do you guys feel like it's time for a Switch too?
No.
Yes.
No.
Interesting. Integrity, you said yes. Why do you feel like it's time?
Technically speaking, each Nintendo device is a certain amount of years apart. It's been since 2017 since we got the Switch. It's about time. The distance between the DS and the 3DS was 2004 to 2011. The 3DS to the Switch was 2011 2017. It's about time. Going any longer would be extreme for them. Even if it wasn't the Switch 2, it'd still be some Nintendo console by now.
Let me ask you, if you had to say top three Nintendo franchises that you personally enjoy, what are some of those?
I feel like it has to be the main, like, Pokemon, Mario, and Zelda.
Let's go.
No
Joan,
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing's hit or miss sometimes.
yeah, can I be honest with you guys? Is this a safe space? Can I talk my piece?
Sure.
No.
Maybe.
Okay.
Like, Animal Crossing is nice. It is. I enjoy it. But after a while,
The
it becomes
internet's gonna judge you.
it becomes boring after a while. It's just like it's relaxing, yes, but it's like I need more. And I just feel like having to wait an entire 24 hours to move my house just an inch over so everything is symmetrical. It bugs me.
Time travel.
No, I want to play legit. I know time travel, but
Who said it's not legit? It was built into the game before.
This is like everybody from Soft Games complaining that the game's too hard and not using summons.
valid, valid. And Joe, obviously Zelda is one of your favorites. Are there any other series in Nintendo that you like? Anything you're hoping to see on the Switch too?
Well, I did get the bundles, the Mario bundles where you could play, Sunshine and Galaxy again.
Let's go.
Um, because, everybody loves Mario.
Mhm.
If there is a Final Fantasy remake, I have 8 on there. I have, I think, a couple of other ones on there, like some of the beginner titles. It's nice to go and play some of the older Nintendo games on one, you know, console, one thing, and it's handheld. It's only handheld thing I really got. I haven't played any of the new Pokemon. There's too many damn Pokemon now. But I do like playing some of the older Nintendo titles, and one of the pros of the two is that there'll be a GameCube selection. Though I don't think that some of the GameCube games that I want to play will be available on there. I just got a feeling,
Yeah,
just due to licensing issues and
I think the same thing. I feel like they're going to have it where it's mainly first party and not the third party for the GameCube emulator system thing. But I do want to ask you because you said that you'd feel like it's not time for the Switch 2. Why do you feel that?
well, Integrity made a good point about the time, of them releasing a new console, it being chronologically timed. But I also feel like technologically, the Switch 1 is still good, and I feel like it's Nintendo's fault for making us feel like it's a little weird them coming out with a new console, even though it does chronologically make sense because of the fact that they didn't really release a lot of games for their current console. I don't have a lot of games for Switch. I got the Switch when it came out, but besides Breath of the Wild and then yeah, a few older Mario titles, I even got the Animal Crossing thing for quarantine, so it was just like a time killer thing and something to play with like my nieces. It's like a little time killer game. And I didn't have anything else to play on that Switch. I've watched YouTube more on it than I have played games on it. You know what I mean?
You bring up a good point because my YouTube watch hours on my Switch is much higher than a lot of my games.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was looking at that the other day and I was like, why did I buy this? Like I wish they would have came out with more stuff, more like I don't know, new Mario stuff or like and I know they came out with the usual Mario stuff, the cart and the party and the cap and I got that stuff, but I don't know, they don't really have a lot of sales on their games either, like Sony does.
True.
Oh yeah, we're definitely getting into that later.
All right.
I got a list.
So let's talk about it. So we mentioned the Switch 2. As you guys know, a lot of games were announced for the Switch 2. Synthetic, you did mention Dusk Blood. Looks amazing.
Yes.
I think it's a good exclusive for the Switch. It opens it up to a new audience where it's like, look, for the quote unquote hardcore, you have your game. You know what I mean? The Soulborn fans, come on. It's getting Elden Ring as well. So with that being said, guys, no particular order, but let me know, what is there any game that you've seen so far that's announced that you're hyped for, that or that looks good to you, appealing to you in any way?
I have comments on the Dusk Bloods. I have also comments on Elden Ring Tarnished Edition.
All right.
Switch 2.
Let's hear it. What you got to say?
For Dusk Bloods, I don't like that From Software just put what would have essentially been Bloodborne 2, which they should have gave us for Sony. Because it's locked behind Sony rights, which is why this is called Dusk Bloods and is very similarly just like Bloodborne in a lot of ways. But locked behind a $700 console, that's crazy. And the fact that you have to choose from a dozen pre-made characters, you can't make your own character. And it looks like there's a bunch of different time periods just kind of thrown in there. They say that's part of the game storyline, like a bunch of different heroes from all walks of, time, and different multiverses come together to like fight stuff. So that's why they can explain all this stuff that doesn't, go together time-wise, is together. Also, the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Besides it just being Elden Ring, which is great that they could bring it to a Nintendo console, because it's like massive. Customizing Torrent, and then you get like a couple of outfits from the original Soul series, some characters from Dark Souls 3, and then some. I guess they're going to try to make it to where they can explain the timeline, how they're all connected with each other, which would have been cool as a fan theory. But to try to make Miyazaki put it into a video game just for Nintendo's release, it just feels a little
Forced.
soulless. Yeah. Mario Kart bundle
Okay,
sounds
they're-
awesome. That sounds like a deal.
They're also trying to put multiplayer into Elden Ring.
It was
Like
already.
Well, I'm talking like
Well,
seamless
what was Night
multiplayer.
Rain? Yeah, what the hell was Night Rain? If
Night Rain
they
is
should've-
what we call Elden Ring Fortnite.
Wait,
No,
did Night
I
Rain
know
come
what
out?
Night Rain is.
No.
I'm just saying, what was the
Yeah.
point of making it?
Uh,
They were like, oh, here, this is y'all. Since y'all couldn't play multiplayer in the originals because you kept getting invaded, because that was like part of the mechanic of the game. Here, you can actually play with your friends now, but you have to only choose from like these amount of characters, and like you have a very timed thing. It's kind of like Fortnite with like the. And I'm just like, nobody asked for that.
Yeah,
Just
which
give us
mean
Bloodborne 2. I'm literally about to explode. Like everybody just like crazy.
me and Ace kind of talked about Night Rain. And, like Miyazaki actually had nothing to do with the production of Night Rain. I think he was actually working on Dust Bloods, whenever that game was in production.
Integrity, is there anything you're looking forward to on the Switch 2 that was announced?
Not in the slightest, actually. Anything I'm looking forward to is already on PC or PlayStation. I'm mostly just excited to play them on Switch because my PC can't handle most of them. But there's no Switch exclusives I'm interested in yet.
So I'm disappointed in you guys. No one has mentioned the greatness that is Kirby Air Riders.
Nobody
Never
said
played a
Mario
Kirby
Kart
game.
either.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about Mario Kart World. It looks nice. It looks awesome. I like the new changes. It's open world, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it is Mario Kart. It's the game I've been playing since the 64.
Only since the 64?
Yeah, I didn't play the Super Nintendo. That's when I started, was on the 64.
Wow.
I ain't afraid to admit it. I never had the SNES.
I'm sorry, but the SNES was the greatest Nintendo system, hands down. There's nothing that's beat.
And they should come out with more Donkey Kong games.
I think
There's
they
a
are
Donkey
coming out
Kong
with Donkey
Bonanza.
Kong. Yeah.
That looks good.
It looks nice. I like it.
That's good. They should do more Donkey Kong stuff.
but I don't
You
know if you
should.
actually play as Donkey Kong.
You do.
You do. You play as Donkey
Uh-oh.
Kong, and you're in. It's entirely underground, and you can smash through anything. And it's also kind of physics based, where you can like pick up mud and toss it, and it'll not be as strong as like picking up stone. And there's characters, and you get like a little Navi that comes with you. It's super cute.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, you tell him integrity.
For some reason, whenever I saw the video, I didn't see Donkey Kong actually in it. Like I saw like members of his family, so that's what threw me off.
Really?
What?
Everything
Yeah.
I've seen is just Donkey Kong. I have
Yeah.
not seen any other monkeys yet. What do you mean?
Stop
Of course
looking at
Diddy's gonna
videos
be
on
in it.
stop looking at videos on pirated websites, sir.
Why would I be looking at game trailers on pirated websites?
Yeah, you be looking up placements of tattoos of the Triforce, right?
What the hell?
That's a
So
reference.
random.
That's a reference to before when you said, "Hey, you thought you were gonna."
I saw what you did there.
Yeah.
I got what you were putting down. Continue, sir.
Okay, so we talked about the games, guys. Let's address the elephant in the room. We gotta talk about the price. That is a whole thing, and the internet has grabbed their pitchforks. Everyone is talking about the prices of this stuff, and no one's happy. So I'm just gonna go through a few of the things. So you got the base console, which is $449, $450.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so base console is $450. The Switch 2 bundle that comes with Mario Kart is $499, so $500. Mario Kart World, $80. This is not a drill. Games are now hitting the $80 mark.
And we got to make sure everybody knows this. This is a digital copy of the game.
Yeah, key cards, no collection. You have no collection. You do not own this.
Well, what's even worse is that the physical copy is $90, and it's not a actual physical copy. It's literally just like a cartridge with a code that you still have to download the game.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. Like, you have no collection. If you can't resell it, you don't own it.
And then there's another thing that I heard of which because there's like the Joy-Cons and all that that still come with it, there is a tutorial that Nintendo is allowing you to buy in case you don't know how to use Joy-Cons because you didn't have a Switch 1. $20 for this tutorial video.
That is called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I do want to get through some of these more prices because they are absurd. So Mario Kart, $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza, $70. The Pro Controller, which I feel is, you need it for some games. That's $84.99. A pair of Joy-Cons is $94.99. The Switch 2 docking station, if you have to replace it, to get broke or whatever, that is $119, $119.99, $120. The all-in-one carrying case, $84.99, which is like, really, for a bag? One of the most important things that a lot of us are going to need are the micro SDs. Now, they are using their own special version of micro SDs, kind of like how Sony did with the Vita, their own save cards. So regular micro SDs won't work. You have to get this express one, whatever it's called. That is going to be $60 for 256 gigs. You guys could check on Amazon. 256 gigs for a micro SD. You're not paying $60. You're paying at least half of that.
You're paying that price because it says Nintendo on it.
So with that being said, with the base Switch, just the Switch itself being at $450, how do you guys feel about that?
Nintendo's shooting themselves in the foot.
I can't really complain since the PlayStation 5 is also extremely expensive. I feel like it's not that bad compared to it, honestly.
Okay, hold that thought because I got something to say about that. Joan, how do you feel about the price?
I understand why it's that much money because they're trying to put this really heavy piece of machinery to be like, oh, you can also walk around with it, which I don't know who would do that. And also who would buy their kid, because usually people buy their kids Nintendo stuff because it's usually the cheaper console. Now, not so much. And yeah, PlayStation costs that much. but it's meant to be like stationary. And one may argue investing in a PC is better because you could do more, which I would argue the same thing with the Valve Steam Deck when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2, because the Nintendo Switch 2 has a limited Nintendo exclusive lineup. It's heavier. There's supposed to be some noise from the fan, from the dock. 256 gigabyte storage limiting. The key card thing, the battery life only being 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the game you're playing. Which, like I said, who would bring that outside of their house?
Let alone who would be playing Elden Ring on that.
When you could just sit down inside, with a little better lighting and stationarily play something that requires like a lot of your focus and attention.
And it's really funny you mentioned the Steam Deck because I just pulled it up on my Steam. So for a 256 gig LCD Steam Deck, $400. For a 512 gigabyte OLED display, $550, which a little expensive. For 1 terabyte OLED, $649. And you have full access to any game that is on Steam, and it allows you to do emulators and all that stuff.
We're on the internet. We all hear the noise from everyone talking about the Switch price. And Integrity, I want to hit on what you said specifically because I feel like I have the same views. Now, just as a refresher, the PS3, when that came out, that was $600. People complained, but they bought it. PS4, when it came out, that was $400. People complained, people bought it. Xbox Series X, I don't know the difference, they're all the same thing. $500 when it came out. So for $450 for the Switch, personally, I don't see it as that big of an issue. Personally, consoles are expensive. Everything has gone up. Gas, price of eggs, milk, everything has gone up. And let's be honest here, Nintendo has always done their own thing. We know 100% they're going to come out with a different version of the Switch 2 somewhere down the line. A Switch 2 Lite, a Switch 2 OLED, and have 4 other versions of the Switch. So prices are going to fluctuate. But for the price, I think it's fair. Now, what you guys were saying is true. Are most people walking around with the Switch? No. But to have the ability to just lay down in my bed and play a full-fledged game in handheld mode, yes, I would definitely pay that price for it. And my motto is, and Synthetic, we kind of talked about it during stream, but if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's that simple. Because Joan, you mentioned you were talking about the Steam Deck. You and Synthetic both was mentioning the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
There are options out there, people. If you're not liking what Nintendo is selling, don't buy it. That's the only way for these companies to wake up to this. You have to hit them in their pockets.
I was actually in the vast lands of Best Buy the other day, and like every gaming company, every company that you can buy like a gaming laptop, PC from, whatever, has their version of a Steam Deck now. There are cheaper options out there for handheld gaming nowadays. Besides, now don't get me wrong, Nintendo still has the crown for best handheld. They're never going to lose that. But there are alternatives nowadays.
And especially, at least the way I look at it as, you buy a console for its exclusives at this point. Because games are so varied on everything now. Like, look at Elden Ring. Literally all the systems. Before, Nintendo was the one system where, it's not going to get this game. The newest game, it's just understood it wouldn't be on Nintendo. Nintendo was like, hey, we have it now. And also, when you look at it, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel the Switch 2 is more powerful than people are giving it credit for.
No, it's not.
Okay, so why do you say that?
Well, because I just looked up all the hardware specs for it, and all of the hardware is out of date. Like, they are
Okay.
selling you outdated hardware
Okay,
for premium price.
So time out real quick. So no matter what, anytime you get a console, it's gonna be out of date. Because consoles aren't made in 2 days. It's months to years to make this stuff. So when they're
But
making it,
they've
what they
been working
have
on
is
this
limited.
for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So the newest stuff wasn't out as yet while they were making it.
oh, no, because they were working with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, like, as soon as they launch a new card, they're automatically working on the newest card. Like, so that doesn't matter.
It does. So like even okay. So like just like what Joan said, and the same thing I said before, there are options. Like if
There are options.
people are complaining, if you don't like it, oh, a PC could do so much more. So go buy a PC. What's the problem? Why are you beefing?
Integrity, go buy a PC.
No,
That's a lot.
but
No one's stopping you from buying a Nintendo 2.
No.
Nobody's stopping you. No one here is stopping you from doing that.
No, I'm not.
Are you gonna stop me, Joan?
Options? No.
I will.
Nintendo is definitely gonna love it, and Nintendo, they are notorious for having like a ruthless and really aggressive legal team, and they usually try to. Recently won
Oh yeah.
2 lawsuits against some emulators, but you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Technically, it's legal. Nintendo admits it. Emulation is technically legal after shutting down all those popular emulators, and they wanted to try to scare future people from doing it too. So I'm just saying, we don't know what the future holds, but just like we think there's an exclusive for a certain console and Nintendo's always had their own stuff, people will always find a way around it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, you don't have to get the Nintendo 2 Switch if you feel like you're not getting your money's worth from it, or if you feel like you're getting your money's worth from it, go ahead, because it'll just have the Nintendo stamp on it. But I think people who really want to play these games, who don't want to play by Nintendo's rules, they'll find a way.
Yeah, and I feel like we do have to express that these are our opinions, people. Like, do not let us sway you as to whether or not you want to buy this console or not. Think for yourself.
Don't listen to him. You guys follow me, Dr. Von Doom. I mean, Ace. You guys follow. No. So, no. Yeah. You guys make great points. And what I was saying before, why I feel like it's more powerful than people think, because look at it like this: we're getting Cyberpunk on here. We're getting Elden Ring on here. Last time I checked, Cyberpunk melted the P4. So much so they pulled Cyberpunk from P4 and they said, "Yeah, we're not selling this anymore. It can't run."
PlayStation 4, it just
really?
ran like booty.
It melted it. Let's be honest. Don't be humble.
Actually started off playing Cyberpunk on the PS4.
Oh my god, you're one of the originals.
Yes, I'm one of the originals.
You are a rare breed, sir.
Yes.
But yeah, so
And that's why I'm the Lord of the Matrix.
fair enough.
Fair.
Now, is it the most powerful? No, definitely not. But just having that novelty of being able to carry it around, and I'm not taking mine outside. It's too expensive for me to just be sitting on, I don't know, I don't take Metro, but sitting on a park bench or something playing it. It's too expensive for that. But, if you have a layover, hey, something to do, right?
Which actually, I kind of want to double back on something Joan was talking about.
Absolutely
You're gonna
not.
buy this. Too bad, I'm doing it anyway.
Damn. Go ahead.
You say you do buy this console, and Joan was talking about the games prices. Yes, Nintendo is 100% notorious not dropping the prices of their games. So, like, the $80 games will be $80 until the next console, and future consoles. Like, they will not go on sale unless it's like Black Friday.
And I will agree with you. Right now, $80 for a game, I think that's ridiculous. I thought it was stupid when controllers were that price, but $80 for a game, it is dumb. And just because, some of us who were born in the 90s, we no shots fired towards anyone. Wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
No, okay. So some of us remember that a lot of the older games, they were more complete. They had more content, no DLC, no day one update, and they were cheaper when games were $50. We all have a game like that. But now you're getting a game and it's never complete because you got that day one patch. You got this that's broken, these bugs, this and that, and you need that online access to fix it. And coming in at 80 is harsh. But to play as devil advocate here, you got to look on the flip side. Nowadays, there are so much games available to us. Some people aren't aware of the gaming drought, which was a real thing back in the day. We have so many games available, so much free to play games, so much indie games, where I guess it's just my mentality. If you don't like it, don't buy it or wait for it to go on sale. Because my mentality, unless I've been waiting for something like Die Hard, like, oh, I need to get this new Pokemon game, I want it day one. If it's not on that level, I wait. Because we do see, not with Nintendo games, but at least third-party games, they drop quick. Especially if it's considered a flop. Look at Dragon Age recently. Look how fast that dropped. I guess what I'm saying is, overall, we have options. So does a price tag of $80 suck? Absolutely. But at least we have options. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think about the $80 price tag. Are you guys with it?
Nope. And I kind of think this is because of like Ubisoft, because Ubisoft was like one of the big people that have been like kind of pricing their games to ruin their career, so to speak. Of course, Ubisoft is like, oh well, it's digital, so you don't really own the game now. So if we pull it from the stores, you can't really play it anymore, kind of stuff.
How do you feel about that, Joan?
I think the price for the Switch 2 games are too much, especially if you're not getting the fucking game,
Yeah. And then, so Nintendo usually, I would say at least that when it comes to Nintendo, with most of their first party titles, you know what you're getting into. You know what a Mario game is going to be like. You know what a Kirby game is going to be like. So you have an expectation, like a bar set for you. But it is a lot asking $80 for a game and not knowing if it's good, because this new game, damn, why did I forget the name? Hold on. The Bloodborne game. Dustblood, thank you. So with Dustblood, for example, it could be a huge flop. Like, for whatever reason, we've seen it happen. Games built up on hype, but then the camera sucks or this bug or something. So if Dustblood is
Dustborn.
The Dustborn. So if Dustblood is a flop, that is $80 down the drain, and that's asking a lot from people.
I hate to say it, it's a FromSoft game. It's probably going to be a masterpiece, but that's just me.
No, okay, all right. So would you say that about the Elden Ring? Yeah.
No.
You see?
I don't think it's going to be a masterpiece. Well, because I'm also one of the people that don't like Dark Souls 2, because it was horrible. And of course, why was it horrible? Because Miyazaki had nothing to do with it.
So I want to ask you guys, it's been rumored with GTA 6 is coming out this year, and it's rumored to be anywhere between $80 to $100. That series, that franchise, they could get away with that. Charging $100 for a game, people are going to eat it up day one, wait until midnight to purchase it. With that being said, for the Switch 2, is there any series, any particular game that you feel would come out at $100 and you would buy it?
No. I literally can't think of one series where I would spend $100 on a game, at least for Nintendo.
Joan, if they made a new Silent Hill, Nintendo exclusive, it was $100.
They already did.
Yeah, it was horrible.
They just did. They did their best. I'm not going to be alive for the next one if they do.
Wait. We are talking about Shattered Memories, right?
Oh my god, no.
Which one are you talking about?
When he said if they remade a Silent Hill, I was like, they just did. just remade Silent Hill 2. It literally just did it. And
Yeah.
so that would be the only one that I would have asked them to do, and they did it. And they did it, best as I could have expected them to do it as a remake. So I'm satisfied. And I don't know what else they would have. I don't know what else they could tack onto that would make me pay, $100.
Integrity. Is there any is there any game that you feel would come out for $100 that you would shell out for?
Farmers Market Simulator.
Maybe. I feel like the only thing I might would be Animal Crossing, because I can play that for hours and years and years and years and not get bored. But I also really doubt that of all things would come out to be $100. Oh, they might, because Animal Crossing fans are so loyal that I'm pretty sure they'd buy it.
And that's the thing. I feel like each fandom has that group, if you want to call them whales or whatever, you have that group who would get it. And at first glance, I would say, oh no, I wouldn't buy it. But then if they came out with like the ultimate Pokemon game, I'd be like, $100.
It would still be a reskin of the last Pokemon game.
And I'll still buy it day one. But I feel
it also is just what's gonna be enjoyable for you. Are you gonna get $100 of enjoyment out of it? Is it something that's gonna make you genuinely happy?
Because I'm pretty sure like they'll still do like a reskin of Skyrim, because Skyrim is now officially has to be on every console. God, what other game?
Wait, you think we're gonna get Skyrim for Switch too?
Oh,
Didn't they say Oblivion? Didn't they make a joke about it? And it was like, oh, we're gonna redo Oblivion. They were like, what the hell?
Yeah, I did read something that they were doing like Oblivion for like PS5 now.
I know they're doing Oblivion. I feel like they're gonna skip Skyrim. They're gonna be like, look, you guys played it enough.
This is Bethesda we're talking about here.
Wishful thinking on my part, yeah.
And of course they're gonna put the very, very first Doom on there. Like Doom will have to play on there because it's like, can it run Doom?
Now, Synthetic, I know you have a Doom tattoo. First off, where's that one located?
On my forearm.
Oh my god.
So, would you pick up Doom on the Switch 2? Not for $100, just in general.
Why? Whenever I have it on PS or my PC?
Because it's on the Switch. You could play it on the toilet if you want. I don't know.
I could get a Steam Deck and do that, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, but does the Steam Deck...
I could play Doom on my phone.
You could play it on a calculator. I had that in math class.
Oh my gosh.
Was it
somebody hacked it to where they played it on like a pregnancy test? It was like one of the that's literal. No, that's not a joke. Like it was like one of those digital birth control birth pregnancy tests, and it actually was able to somewhat play Doom.
You know, I just imagine the mom just
back
like
in 2020. I just looked it up. It's true.
I imagine she's just fanning it and she's looking at the results and she's like, "Well, that's a BFG." I was searching for one. I was searching for one. Oh, the 2+ signs. That's a real demon right there. I'll tell you what. So
if it's not expected,
I got a chuckle. I'll take it. I'll take it. Switch 2. Anything else you guys want to talk about? What did I miss on the Switch 2? Let's air it out.
Yeah, there is one pro for what they're doing for the Switch 2 that I have to actually give credit to Nintendo right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So pre-orders. Like one thing that I heard about that they were doing for the pre-orders was like if you pre-order it through Nintendo's website, you have to actually have a Nintendo account, and they're going to actually look at how many hours you have on your Nintendo account and your previous Switch in order to pre-order one, because they're trying to keep down scalpers.
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that having like faults in it, but fuck those scalpers.
Yeah, because I don't know what they're going to be doing for like if you go to Best Buy and pre-order one, or if you go to GameStop or any of the game stores or online outlets to keep scalpers away.
Like, dude, they can't even control people who want Pokemon cards. Imagine people who want to go in there and buy fucking consoles. It's gonna be madness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, and shout out to Nintendo, at least for that. They're being proactive because we know this is gonna sell out like hotcakes. It's gonna be hard to pick up, and scalpers are gonna be running wild selling it double the price, and then people are gonna be stupid enough to buy it for some reason. So I like that they're being active with that. I truly do.
Yeah. Because honestly, as somebody who just like less than a year ago got the PS5, like it was ridiculous trying to get a PS5 for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like no one's talking about this, and yeah, I guess why. I understand why. The Joy-Cons being turned into a mouse. Do you see it as innovative, or is like just a shoulder shrug to you guys?
Just a shoulder shrug.
Yeah, I think it's just
The
another
PC
weird
gamer.
gimmick thing that Nintendo puts on its stuff that you'll probably use in like one tutorial or like one game and probably never use it again.
Yeah, I see that going down the same route as the Xbox Connect.
Oof.
Ooh.
And Integrity, how you feel about it?
I think it's nice. They didn't have to do it, so if you don't use it, you don't use it. But if you do want to use it, it's a benefit. I like it.
Ace, you literally got like Jekyll and Hyde in this one. Like me and Joan are just like, eh, and Integrity's like, oh, it's good.
I'm positive.
Yeah, we need more integrities in the world. How dare you guys? No.
100% guarantee that this system is going to sell well.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's just like I don't even have a Switch 1 yet, so.
Wait, hold on. After all this talk, you don't have a traitor, Buddhist man. Everyone, point at him right now.
He's a Buddhist man.
Bought a Nintendo console since the N64.
That is wild.
So, how long did it take for you to thaw out that block of ice before coming on this podcast, sir?
What? I'm allowed to know what I'm talking about.
I'm not down on you. I get it. You're just not down with Nintendo.
How do y'all feel about the voice chat for Nintendo?
You mean
that feature?
It's like Nintendo borrowed Discord's homework, and Discord was like, "But don't copy it, word for word. Make it your own."
So Nintendo has been the butt of the jokes when it comes to like online connectivity, but I feel like it's a step in the right direction. Like, I'm glad it's there. We've been using alternate means for years now, but I'm glad it's there. But
wait, hold on. There's one person we really need to ask their opinion of this, because for those that don't know, when me and Ace play Dead by Daylight with Integrity is playing on a Switch. So Integrity, we want you to headline this, please do.
This all makes sense now.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah, Integrity, you are a true diehard for the Switch to play the DVD on there.
Hey,
Yeah,
one would say she
I
has
don't mean to
integrity.
I don't mean to put the spotlight on you, Integrity, but like you actually have the most knowledge of this because you are a Switch user that games with other people online. So
Yeah. The voice chat, I think it'd be super helpful if you have other people playing on Nintendo, but for me, I wouldn't use the voice chat because I can't use it for like talking with y'all because y'all aren't playing on Switch. So it's good for like friends, but it's not Discord. That's
yeah,
my
because
thing with it.
isn't their voice chat literally for only other people playing on a Switch too?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, yeah.
Okay.
And you need to have the membership, I think, or not.
Yeah, you do need the membership.
Everything is hidden behind a paywall for the Switch 2, which is odd.
Well, okay, but the thing is, can you fault them for that? I know, it sounds like I'm taking Nintendo's side, but Sony's been doing that since the P4, because P3 online used to be free, and I miss it every day. And Xbox been doing it since the original Xbox. You have to have the Xbox Live account thing. So it's kind of standard and expected with consoles. So does it suck? Yes, but I can't fault them for that.
It's all free for PC.
I really like Switch right now because the membership is $20 a year. But for PlayStation, it's like $20 a month. If for Switch 2, they put the online to be that high a month, I will actually cry because the online membership for Switch is the best out of all the consoles, I think, right now.
Oh, you know what? This is a good question for you guys. Regarding the Switch. All right, Switch 2. So when it comes to Nintendo, we see the evolution. They started off as home consoles, then they split their brand between handheld and home console until they came out with the Switch and they merged the two together, right? Going forward with Nintendo, it seems like we haven't got a handheld console because everything's been ported to the Switch. Do you guys feel we're ever going to get a new handheld for Nintendo, or going forward, is it going to be just Switch integrations? What do you guys
I
think?
think it's all going to be Switch integrations, honestly.
Yeah.
And my opinion of that is because, I mean, me and Ace probably, well, I can't say because I don't. Joan probably remembers like the beginning of the console wars. Nintendo.
I fought on the front lines.
I fought on the front lines too because this was back before your homeboy Synthetic was not a PC gamer. He was strictly Nintendo for a while, then went to PlayStation, then Xbox. Like I've been on all three fronts. But I remember like when the PlayStation came out, like everybody was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna game on discs. What if they get scratched?" All blah blah blah. And the PlayStation took off. Nintendo started dragging behind because they wouldn't get away from cartridges. Then the GameCube came out, and Nintendo kind of came back up. And then PlayStation 2 came out, they fell back behind. It's like every time a new console comes out, like Nintendo learns from their mistakes. Like they get kicked when they're down. They lick their wounds. They come back. They try something, and it usually works. But like as of lately, God, the last console they actually like 100% came out with that was like an actual console was the Wii U, and that was like their worst selling console in existence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why they got rid of. They're like, we lost the console war, so we're just gonna focus on handheld.
Really? Can we all agree Nintendo won the console wars? Would you guys all agree to that? Not including PC. PC is its own thing. Wait, no.
What?
No.
What? PC is its own thing. We know PC is better than everything. I'm talking about console wars. PC is not a console. Would you agree?
Nintendo did not win.
No, PC is just in its own bracket, so don't include it. That's all I'm saying. PC is like, we get it, PC. Like, we get it. You guys wouldn't say Nintendo won?
Did not win the console war.
Okay, hold on. So you say no. Integrity, yes or no?
No, not in the slightest.
Joan, yes or no? Please tell me.
Absolutely not.
You guys, you cavemen.
Nintendo did not win. We are literally talking about that right now.
All right. No, hear me out. So
the uncertainty of their future. Honestly, if they weren't so exclusive with all of their products and stuff, I think they would have been eaten alive a long time ago. We would have had Mario on PlayStation and Xbox a long time ago, But I think PlayStation won.
You had your Sony fans, you had your Xbox fans. They were on separate lines, but guess what? Sony fans had Nintendo products. Xbox fans had Nintendo products. Nintendo, out of the three, whether they were hit or miss, you gotta admit, they were the most innovative. They took the most risk. You'll notice these other companies, they were trying to recreate that success Nintendo had. The Vita, the PSP, hello, you're trying to take the market away from Nintendo for the handheld. Xbox has been rumored to make a handheld for how many years now? You get what I'm saying? Motion controls. Have we forgot about the great motion control battle? The PlayStation Move, the Xbox Kinect? Where do you think they got that idea from? The camera? Game Boy had that first last time I checked. The PlayStation camera, Xbox did their camera. I'm just saying, these companies were copying Nintendo trying to get that success. Yeah, Nintendo didn't have the highest. They didn't have the highest graphics. They didn't have the best running system. But Nintendo was always in somebody's mouth. No pause needed.
It just means they're easy to mooch off of.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the innovative stuff was just to keep kids interested. I think we've all played Nintendo consoles because we grew up in the time. of the console war, and we were kids, and we probably had access to Nintendo early on. At least
Hmm.
I did.
I mean, back in the day, we only had what? We had Nintendo or we had Atari.
Sega, yeah.
Dang, you went
Well,
really
no,
back.
like Sega wasn't even until much like later, whenever I don't remember if SNES came out before this.
Okay, boomer.
Hey,
Joking, of course. Let's all point at integrity because it's her 18th birthday today. Okay, so with that,
Uh-huh.
wow.
um, so I can't say nothing about Joan. She'll put me in a headlock, so I can't. I'm just gonna
You know,
keep
I
my
don't
shut.
I don't think Nintendo won, but I don't think they lost either. I think Xbox lost, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Xbox definitely lost.
yeah,
Is the loser
Yeah, they
in the
did.
console war. PC, I do feel like is their own class because it could do
Hmm.
more than console. It can
yeah.
do a lot of other stuff. I think if something like my PlayStation 5 can do stuff like a PC could do, then it would justify a higher price tag. But honestly, I don't think that they should get more expensive than what they've been because our technology isn't really that much better. I don't think. But Nintendo definitely has the weirdest stuff. I was thinking about the GameCube when they did switch to disc. They had the tiny discs, you know,
Hmm.
for one to
Yeah.
use. It was very. They tried to be very exclusive with all their stuff. And then even though we had normal sized discs, it was like, yeah, the motion controls and stuff. They've always had innovative new ideas. I'll give Nintendo that. But I never think of Nintendo when I think of playing video games. I always think PlayStation. But
Fair
Which
that's a
enough.
system?
personal thing.
Who remembers whenever Nintendo came out with that stuff where you buy the boxes and you mold it into things?
I was
What
about to
console was
say
that
that.
for?
That was
The
for the
Wii U?
Switch.
Oh,
Oh,
was that for
Was
Switch?
it for
yeah,
the
What?
Switch?
yeah. The cardboard. They.
The what?
Yeah, it was for the Switch.
Cardboard.
They sold you cardboard and you would have to build it into something, say like a set of glasses or something, and you could play a game with it. But it was literal
Yeah,
cardboard.
Labo Toy Con.
Yeah,
Labo.
there we
That's
go.
it. Yes.
I was literally about to say that they could sell sand to a desert. That is pimping to its maximum. Like cardboard, and you have to build it. Come on.
That was not successful.
No, but people bought it though.
The diehard fans will always be diehard fans, but yeah, also it's like, I don't know. Yeah, that's like a kid
And
idea.
you know what?
Integrity.
The amiibos too. That was like Pokemon cards a while back where people were going crazy
Yeah.
for that. I'm not gonna lie. I stood in line for some of those in the morning.
Yeah, it's cute. They got a lot of like gimmicky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're cute and they have gimmicky stuff and they have very exclusivity, but they need to stay in their lane when it comes to that price tag whenever they
Mhm.
don't have
Mm.
like the tech to back it up, you know? Because it's like, yeah, you are the only one, but we are living in the future and we can find ways to still play that game if we want to. We don't have to go through you anymore. And that's not a
Yeah.
threat. That is just a fact.
Because parents aren't going to go buy their kids like a console that costs as much as a PS5 just for them to
Yeah.
play Roblox on or
They'll be
Minecraft.
like, yeah.
Some might. Some definitely will.
If the Switch 1 goes on sale, they'll do that.
Yeah.
So more of the story. Just wait for the Switch 2 OLED edition mini Switch to come out.
That'd probably be like $1,000.
I'm just glad I'm not growing up as a kid right now. It's just so expensive to play video games or just to have a hobby like that now.
Most of the stuff that we've talked about is possible to change because we still don't have all of the information about pricing. So in 2 months or a year, most of the stuff we've said is going to be outdated by a lot. So this is kind of nice as like a snapshot of what we're going through right now.
But doesn't it come out like next month?
Yeah, but we still don't know, like, for the how strong it is, how long that's going to hold up,
Oh.
how if they're going to change anything.
Price
They haven't been very open on what they've been doing.
I just personally love how everyone was watching that direct, including myself, waiting to hear that price tag, and they didn't say jack squat.
That's how
Yeah,
you know you're
chat
at
was
a
going
bad,
wild.
like really fancy restaurant where it's like, oh shit, the price isn't on the menu.
More of the story, kids. Don't be broke, I guess.
Right.
Figure it out. There's banks out there, you know.
We should
Just,
rob them? Is that what
I'm not insinuating it,
Yes.
but you know, if you so happen to find a sack of money somewhere, like, pick yourself up a Switch. Treat yourself.
Because that's
Right.
something that happens constantly. Like stacks of money are just found on the road.
So moving on,
Ah.
Synthetic, you want to talk about Schedule 1. See, I got it right. You have the floor, sir.
I didn't have to correct you. So, anybody who is anybody in the gaming hemisphere nowadays has heard of a little game called Schedule 1.
I feel like that's a direct shot, but go on.
It's
is.
not a direct shot, sir. We have another situation kind of like Power World, where this game has become more successful than a game just like it. And what are they doing? They're trying to shut the game down. They are trying the company behind a little known game called Drug Dealer Simulator. This is always confusing. I think they're called Bit Runners. Is trying to complain that this game is too similar to their game. Now, I have not played Drug Dealer Simulator, but I have played Schedule 1. Oh my god, is that game addicting?
Okay, so 2 things I want to ask you right away. So
No.
Joan,
ahead.
2 things I want to ask you. All right, so right off the back, for everyone who doesn't know, Schedule 1 is a drug dealer simulator type game where you make drugs and sell it, correct?
Correct. Think of it as Stardew Valley, but you're making drugs.
Okay, understand. Number 2, why?
There's really no storyline behind why you're a drug dealer, in all honesty. Just somebody trying to make money is all it really is.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't even argue that because it's like we have GTA. We've been selling and making drugs in that game since what, PS2, PS1. So it's like,
You
Yeah,
can't
we
beat
have fighting
prostitutes in this
games.
one.
Yeah, we have fighting games.
Yeah.
We have baking games. We have shooting games. We have swimming games. We have a goat simulator. You know what I
You
mean?
have you have
So-
farmer simulator games now.
you
yeah,
have a
so
card
like, if
shop
somebody wants to make
simulator.
drugs in a video game, let 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's also a PC
hilarious.
building simulator.
Now,
There's a simulator for just about everything nowadays.
so going around the room, Synthetic, what's your favorite drug? I'm joking.
Caffeine.
Good counter. I love that. But yeah, so they're trying to shut it down, and is it for copyright just saying it's too similar?
Yeah, they're trying to claim it's copyright, even though Drug Dealer Simulator, from what it looks like, they were using kind of the Unreal 4 engine, so they tried to make it look more realistic. And Schedule 1 is just goofy. Like, there's no actual voice acting. Like, everybody sounds like they're from a Charlie Brown cartoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just silly. Like, honestly, I have more fun just trying to make up. Like, eventually, like, once you get progressed enough, you unlock a mixer to where you can mix like different stuff together and make new strains of stuff. And it's funny because each new strain has like a side effect. Like, you can literally make something that causes somebody's head to burst into flames and they look like Ghost Rider.
Why are you selling me on this game right now? Does it have multiplayer?
It does have multiplayer.
Huh. Okay.
Cute.
I don't know how many multiplayer or how many other people can join you, but I think it's at least one other person, and I'm pretty sure there's mods where you can add more people.
All right, so they're trying to sue for copyright, trying to get takedown, whatnot. But in this day and age, there's a difference between copyright and being inspired by it, because we see clones of, like, you could just say GTA clone and throw a dart at the wall. You'll hit something. There are so many games in that GTA format, quote unquote. Even smaller games, and we were kind of talking about it before, Synthetic. Lethal Company and Repo is similar, like South. Soulborn games, dime a dozen. You have so much stuff that's similar to that, like that. What's
A
that?
new game that I've been playing that's a new Souls-like is that first Berserker, Kazan.
The anime inspired one.
Yes,
That does look kind of cool.
it is. It's been fun, honestly.
So, do you think this is gonna go anywhere? Do you think they're actually gonna get this game shut down?
I don't think so, because I mean, look at Nintendo with Power World. Power World's still going strong. Like, there's not a lot they can do.
What? Hold on, rewind. Because I know you're a Power World stan. You love your Power World. What is going on over there? What in the furry is going on over there? Why is there like a dating sim with Power Worlds now?
There's a dating sim with Power Worlds now?
Yeah, there is. Is that official though, or is that just a fan game? I thought that was a fan game.
I think that's just a fan game.
No, I thought that was made by them.
I just looked at my Power World and I have like 223 hours in that game. Hold on.
I honestly thought you would have had more.
It was an April Fool's joke?
Yeah, that's an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, it came out April Fool's, but I thought they said it was real though. It wasn't a joke.
Oh, because
there's not a game you can play.
That's what happened.
Don't say that. No.
You got tricked on April Fool's. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I feel shamed.
You're just like all those people that 1 year on April Fool's, they got told that there was actually a Legend of Zelda live action movie coming out.
Okay, I didn't fall for that. Now there really
is a live action.
Now
there actually is one.
I know we didn't plan on talking about this, but what happened to April Fools for gaming? They barely had anything this year.
I mean,
apparently we got fooled by Power World.
Yeah, Razer always.
Let's not bring it back up.
Yeah, Razer peripherals always comes out with something. I don't remember what they did this year, but
it sounds like PC jargon.
Well, no, because they make peripherals for PlayStation and Xbox and all the other consoles, because I have a Razer controller for my PS5.
Oh, really? I got a Razer for my head, keep it bald.
Oh my god. Nice.
Not even a chuckle? Come on, that was gold, guys.
Oh, that was horrible. Your jokes are bad and you should feel bad. But yes, Power World's still going strong. I don't see Nintendo being able to close them down. Who's the Pokemon company, whoever is
Game
the
Freak?
publisher. Yeah, Game Freak. I don't see them being able to shut down Power World because you don't get guns in Pokemon.
Well, if you're being very specific, they were saying it's the capture mechanic. When you catch the power with the sphere, the animation and everything, it was similar to how it looked in Legends Arceus. So they were trying to zoom in on that more so and try to say that's trademark. But then, if I'm not mistaken, that case was thrown out because they're saying that's too specific to be trademark. It's just greed, and yeah, these companies are just greedy. And Joan, I just thought about something you said earlier about these fan games with these companies trying to shut them down and stuff. I said it 1,000 times before. I said it on past podcasts. If you are creating a game, a fan game, do not make a fan game because you're just risking it getting taken down, and it's a lot of work. Make your own property. You can make something similar or spiritual successor to it and still be similar to that fandom that you love so much, but make your own IP so it's yours so no one can take it. And if you need any inspiration, Stardew Valley was inspired by Harvest Moon, and that spiraled into its own thing. The same way how Integrity is making a farmer market simulator, which is its own thing. So that's what I'm saying. You just don't want to pour your heart into a project just to get it snatched away.
But also props to the developer of Schedule 1, because apparently Schedule 1 was made by one person.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Making games are not easy.
Yeah, so developer TVGS. Yeah, props. Because it actually was the #1 game on Steam for like 3 weeks or something like that.
Nice. So you would recommend it?
I mean, if you can get over the fact that you're making drugs, yes.
Yeah.
And you're just looking for something that doesn't require a lot of focus and there's really no storyline, you're just killing time, then yes, I recommend Schedule 1. Like,
at this point, like, I don't see what's so bad about making drugs. I really don't. In game. This,
You
this,
told us earlier you sold
specify.
it out of the trunk of your car.
excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm a pharmacist,
say it.
madam. I'm a pharmacist. But
That's what they all say.
but it's like, heck, we talked about playing Dead by Daylight, and we kill people in that game. We actively hunt and kill. I'm a killer main, so you know. But it's like, there's a point where you gotta be able to desensitize yourself. It's not. Yeah, you got that right. But first off, they nerfed the ghoul. Survivors cried so much, and they nerfed the ghoul. I've been so pissed off about that. But
Of course you would.
I still haven't played the ghoul, even though I have him.
they nerfed him. He's fun, but I feel the effects. They're like, he's too hard to go again. I don't see them nerfing Survivor stuff. But
I don't see
We are
them
having
nerfing
words later.
Michael Meyer.
But okay, so you overall, you would recommend it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed Power World, which is pretty much the same situation, then I think most people would enjoy Schedule 1.
All right, so perfect. So we'll start a new series on the channel called DAP Plays, Digital Arcade Podcast Plays, and we'll just record our gameplay of games. Got it. Boom. We're playing it. Guys, is there any closing topics you want to say as we get out of here?
Nope.
Good, because I wasn't giving you a chance. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to edit that out of spite. Watch. Okay, with that being said, let's say our goodbyes. Integrity. Is there since you're the guest, is there anything you want to plug, anything you want to say? Could you tell the good people where to find you?
On this podcast, subscribe.
Boom. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Usually you can find her creeping around. She's usually somebody's moderator on Twitch.
Wait,
This is
so
accurate.
you mean to tell me she's a mod on Twitch, kind of like she's a mod on the VolticAce at the VolticAce at twitch.tv.com?
Yes.
You know,
Never heard of it.
For
Wow.
at syntheticrelapse at twitch.tv.
You don't even stream anymore.
I don't even stream anymore, but you're still a mod on there.
True.
The place is haunted.
No one want a mod. I'm collecting swords. I'm collecting swords, apparently.
She's collecting mod swords like Thanos collected Infinity Stones.
Do you make a gauntlet?
Synthetic.
Yep.
Tell the good people where they could find you, good sir.
Well,
Just
since
did.
like I just said, I don't really stream anymore, so you can pretty much just find me here. I'm pretty active just here. I'm not even really active on Twitch anymore.
So you mean if they like, comment, and subscribe, they could find you here?
Yeah, you can find me on my soapbox being like a grumpy old man.
That sounds like a good idea
Wow.
for a topic. Synthetic soapbox. It's just you ranting. Okay.
People seem
All right. And lastly, for the newest member of the Digital Arcade Podcast, Miss Joan of Arcade, tell the good people where they could find you.
Ace, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for
Aw.
including me in all of your podcasts and discussions and letting me put my 2 cents in some nerdy things. I really enjoy it. But if I do pick up streaming again in the near future, it will be under Joan_of_arcade_. I think I'm the only Joan of Arcade on there. But I haven't
you
checked
are.
in a while.
I just found it out.
Wait,
I just
so,
found you out and gave you a follow.
so,
Thank you.
aw, you love to see it. So, Joan, I do want to ask you a personal question before we head on out. So,
Oh God.
Again?
it's not about her tattoo. It's
This
not,
is
I
about
swear.
One Piece.
No, I wanted to ask
Okay.
you about your name. So you obviously have, because the people, you knew. You want the people to know you. You obviously have a love for arcades, correct?
Yes, I grew up hanging around a roller skate rink a lot and little arcade machines. I didn't bring enough quarters to play as much as I want to, but there were a few people who would start playing and then, their parents would call them to leave or go eat, and then I would just watch their game for them, maybe try to get a high score if I can.
Okay, so
Just always loved playing video games.
you were born in the arcades. That's some dedication. And you like Silent Hill and Resident Evil as some of your tops, and Zelda as correct,
Yeah, I love
as some of your
them.
top.
And Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy and
Oh
the
yeah,
Soulborn series. Yeah, got a
and
lot of favorites.
those series, I guess you would say they're staples in the gaming community because they've been here for a while, right?
Oh yeah, Soulborn and Soul-like games. You know,
Hmm.
everything from software and everything that was inspired by it. And I'm even including Still Rising, and that one was bad. But I enjoy all of them. Lies of P is my favorite, and that was not even made by Miyazaki.
Yeah, and I feel like with those type games, you have to have a certain dedication. But overall, you would say the payoff is good. Like they're overall good games, you would say, right?
Those games make me feel like the the release of pressure. You know, to challenge yourself is one thing, but to really put yourself into that main character and to be like, my life depends on it. I am about to sweat. I'm about to lock in. Like, I need to get this. Oh, only 2% of players have this trophy. I'm about to get this trophy. Like, you feel so good when you achieve it. It's just like this sense of like release and just pride in yourself because you try hard in something, you stay with it, you fail a lot. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to respec your character. You have to put on new gear. You have to go grind somewhere. You do what you got to do and you get it done and you feel so good afterwards. I can't even, I mean, I guess I can describe it. That's the best I can describe it. But really, until you do it yourself and you do it a few times to where you really love it.
You know, I get what
Now I
you're.
want to play A Star is Born.
You see, I'm glad you said that because jeez, that high that you get, that adrenaline rush of completing, is the same feeling you get when you watch One Piece. I'm telling you, you follow Luffy's story and the other Straw Hats, you get immersed, and it's just like a Soulborn game. You lock in, like you said. Yes,
Disrespect.
there's a lot of grind to it. It's just like a Soulborn. There's a lot of grind, and quite a few episodes, but each step is personal growth, and it's amazing. Just like
That sounds like a trauma bond with a show.
It is a
Yeah, I
trauma
was talking.
bond.
you know,
I,
it's
I
a
think I just like trauma bonding with my console because I'm like, I feel like I really get my money's worth out of it too.
the same way you would
Getting
get your
them
money's
trophies.
worth. The same way you'll get your money worth if you follow the VolticAce on Twitch.
What money?
Descriptions
What
down
money?
below for everyone. Integrity, don't ruin this for me. Guys, that has been an
Okay.
episode of the Digital Arcade Podcast. Make sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. You guys been on YouTube before. It's not your first day. Might be Integrity's, but it's not your first day. But guys,
Wow.
it's okay. She'll bully me for it later. Have a great night,
I
everyone.
will.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.